A woman converts to Islam, wraps a piece of fabric around her head, and then suddenly discovers what it feels like to be judged for something you cannot take it off. Poetic, isn't it? Except she's not talking about millions and millions and millions of women that been oppressed by Islam, silenced by Islam. No, no. She's talking about her non-Muslim mother. As you are going to watch the clip, please give full attention for the biggest blind spots these converts offers the world now. As well as, please, don't get deceived by these crocodile, poor me, victim card tears. Because those tears just don't add it up.
Being a revert can be so hard sometimes. I was waiting at my mom's house for her because usually I spend time with her every weekend. And the very first thing she said when she walked in the door and saw me was, "You look so beautiful besides that ugly thing on your head." So I just laughed because I didn't want to make a big deal or make her upset. And then even though I waited there for her for over an hour, I felt like I wasn't comfortable being there anymore, and it kind of ruined the mood for me. So I just made an excuse to leave, and then she was acting like I'm rude for leaving early. Joking or not, I just don't know why you would say something like that to somebody. And then it gets me thinking, if these are the thoughts that my own mother says out loud, what is everyone else thinking in their head? And then I just want to stay in the house by myself. I just don't get it. And last week, every single person in my family, all my siblings, and I have a lot, my cousin, my aunt, all went to my grandma's house to have dinner together. And when they were talking about it in front of me, I was like, "What do you mean there was a big dinner at our grandma's house? I didn't know about that." And they said, "Oh, well, you weren't invited because our grandparents don't agree with your lifestyle." And I literally have never gone to anybody's house in my family and talked anything about Islam, or I don't even pray when I go over there, nothing. So this, basically, it's just because I wear hijab. So I don't know, there's pretty much no point in me saying this other than I just want to say it. So if you have experienced something similar or know what I can do to help this situation other than just getting over it, please let me know.
She converts to Islam. That's all you need to know about her, right? Her discernment skills messed up. Puts on hijab. Her mom makes a joke about it. She doesn't get invited to family gathering. And now she's asking internet what can she do about it. I'll tell you what you can do. Sit with the irony of what you just did.
And the very first thing she said when she walked in the door and saw me was, "You look so beautiful besides that ugly thing on your head." So I just laughed because I didn't want to make a big deal or make her upset. And then even though I waited there for her for over an hour, I felt like I wasn't comfortable being there anymore, and it kind of ruined the mood for me. So I just made an excuse to leave.
By on her words, she says she laughed it off, that she wouldn't want to make her mom upset. Didn't say a word on her face, right? Then she left, and instead of having actual conversation about it, she took it straight to the internet, in front of the cameras, where millions of people can see. Not only they can see, but those millions of people are strangers, right? So you wouldn't confront your mom directly on her face or even on the phone, right? But you have no problem putting her on a trial in public where she cannot even respond. And then after that, you put your crocodile victim card play tears, and then you want world to feel sorry for you? Seriously? That's not vulnerability, that's just a narrative. Messed up, messed up, messed up. And here's the real problem, right? She's framing her mom, her non-Muslim mom, as the bad guy, and her non-Muslim family as bad guy. But what does her faith teach us about non-Muslims? Her very own family, right? If they are people of the book, they are identified as the worst of creatures. Think about it. Cockroach, rat, I don't know, whatever other animals you might identify as the worst of creatures. Quran calls her own family as the worst of creatures who are going to be in hell forever, right? Not misguided, the worst of creatures, right? That's the Quran's verdict on her mother and her grandparents. She's asking us to feel sorry for her about. Something just doesn't add up here. She wants sympathy for skipping dinner. Meanwhile, Islamic tradition screams out and then says, whoever changes his religion, then kill them. That's the actual mainstream ruling on once someone leaves Islam. They are disowned, they are haunted. Sometimes they are killed by their own family. They are being cut off from whole of their community. So, no, the joke about your headscarf doesn't move me at all. When there is an ideology that you join has the body count for people who are trying to walk away from it. And one more thing, what does Quran command about the covering, right? So covered woman will be known and not abused. Uncovered woman can be abused. So covered women are marked as off limits. Uncovered women are seen as whores and they are within your limits. So the same logic that treats uncovered women as fair game wants us crying over headscarf command. Dear Miss Muslim, do not perform poor me, victim me thing in front of the camera while defending a theology simply calls your own family verse of the creatures and prescribes death for anyone who lives it. And think about very, very practical things, right? If there is a war between Muslims and non-Muslims, this Miss Muslim is gonna be on the side of Islam against her own, very own family, right? Because her loyalty to Islam now. And that is the double standards none of those converts, none of those Muslims are talking about. Seriously, stay away from Islam and run into the arms of Lord Jesus Christ. Islam destroys your mind. Lord Jesus Christ renews you.